You guys already know that North Naperville Autos is the #1 dealer of used cars in the Chicagoland area, but they are now offering shipping on all of their online purchases. That's right, if you buy a car at North Naperville Autos online, it'll be shipped directly to your front door. Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2011 Mercedes ML350. Up front is a 3.5 liter V6, down below is a 7-speed automatic transmission. Now I'm super excited to be driving this here ML350 for a couple of reasons, but mainly the fact that I recently drove a 2004 Mercedes ML350, and so I'm excited to see what the second generation of the ML is like, if they improved it, or if it went downhill. But before we get on with the rest of the video, I do have a website, zackpradel.com, if you'd like to submit your own vehicle for review, buy merchandise, or check out my blog where I do behind the scenes of all the cars that I'm reviewing, as well as just some other fun information. Or you could submit it at pradelreviews@gmail.com if you'd like to email your car for review that way. But let's get back to that 3.5 liter V6. Well, I am so happy that it is a 3.5 liter V6 for the ML350. The reason I say that is because I drove the ML350 from 2004, and that had a 3.7 liter V6. So why name it the 350? I don't really know. This 3.5 liter makes 268 horsepower, which isn't anything crazy. It's not terrible either. It's to be expected out of a vehicle like this. It's a pretty nonchalant V6, and I haven't heard of too many major issues with them. Like I said, paired to it is a 7-speed automatic transmission. Now this is the second generation of ML, which lasted from 2006 until 2011. This is the last year for it. But this generation of ML was the first to give up the manual transmission offered. However, if you did buy the hybrid version of the ML, it actually came with a CVT. Last but not least, this is the 4MATIC, meaning 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive ML, which is very, very nice, especially in these winter temperatures. With that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. We have a couple interesting things in here. Well, in front of me, I have two main gauges. On the left, I have my speedometer and clock. I don't really see clocks and gauge clusters much anymore. And then on the right, I have my tachometer and fuel, and of course, I get a little digital readout in the center. I can switch through a couple of things, but nothing too crazy. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have a circle dial for that center screen and the gauge cluster, and on the right, I have my volume and phone options, as well as voice commands. The overall look of the steering wheel is fine. I do have paddle shifters around the back, but it is this sort of gray, plasticky from the early 2000s. 2011, it's a little late to have all of this. But like I said, this was the last year of this generation, so it got a redesign the next year. Behind the steering wheel, I do want to talk about the shifter for a second, because it took me a second to find the shifter. It's this tiny little stalk behind the steering wheel, like a Tesla. Actually, Tesla and Mercedes share a lot of parts. And it's okay, but it makes it feel like a truck, like I'm back in my 1998 Dodge Ram that was column shifted. Not sure I really love it. Off to the left, I have, of course, my fog lights, headlights, parking lights, all my light options, and my parking brake release. And on the door, I have lock and unlock up top. Then my power mirrors. I also have power folding mirrors, which is a very nice feature for city drivers, and my power windows. Moving into the center, I have two giant oval air vents, kind of an interesting look there. And then the Mercedes infotainment system. Nothing really to go through in here, besides the fact that it does not have a backup camera. And it's called the command system, in all caps. I've heard very mixed reviews, mainly the fact that people don't like this system. I haven't personally spent too much time with these systems to really learn their deep and dark recessed quirks. But from what I see and what I use, it's fine. It's whatever. Down below that, I have my climate controls. I do have dual zone climate, which is very nice, and I can operate my rear climate controls. Of course, fan speed, defrost, auto, things like that. And down below, I do have some off-road buttons, my hazard switch, parking sensors, and traction control off. Then I have a little cubby that is nice and smooth when it comes out of the dash. I really like that. And then down below that, I have another one for the 12-volt outlet and ashtray. But now we do have two giant cup holders, so you know what that means. We have to do a big friggin' bottle test here in the ML350, and It passes in both cup holders. The big freaking bottle fits just like the first generation ML, and I absolutely love that. Thank you, Mercedes, for considering my large bottle. Then I do have a center console with a little wrench and information.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Please hold while your call is transferred to an
So don't hit the information button in the center console. That is for calling roadside assistance. Don't do that. So you have an information and a little wrench button. I'm not even going to touch the wrench. Now we got to talk about the seats. The driver's seat has 3 different memory positions, which is fantastic. I love the seats. Very, very comfortable. However, this is not the upper trim of the ML350, so I don't get heated seats, unfortunately, which I would have liked on this cold day, but that's okay. Speaking of seats, we do have back seats. So let's go do some back seat reviews. All right, so we're in the back of the 2011 Mercedes ML350, and I do have these nice screens on the back of the seats, which is very, very nice. I can watch something on a road trip or something like that. I also do have these RCA plugins down below, as well as somewhere to put a DVD, which is very, very nice. And I do have a center console back here, 2 cup holders, really sort of 3-ish. Headroom good, knee room good. This is a larger SUV. It's not a 3-row SUV, but it is larger, and so you get those nice amenities of the knee room, headroom. You're not really going to be worried too much about the back seats, and I'm a big guy and I fit comfortably, so what does that tell you? With that being said, let's take a quick look around in the trunk, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the ML. Power tailgate, which is very nice. Has this nice little beep too, I guess, when you open it. Tons of space back here. I mean, tons and tons of space. Harman Kardon speakers, and you get this little first aid thing. Wow, look at that. That's pretty neat. I do also have an outlet right here, a 2-plug wall outlet, which is very, very nice. And over here we have the traditional 12-volt car, basically, outlet. Tons of space back here. You could probably have fit a 3rd row. However, Mercedes didn't want to torture anyone. And so you're left with tons and tons of space. Let's also open this up. You do get a spare tire as well, which is just fantastic. Really, really in love with the rear space here in the ML350 from 2011. Now we got to talk about the looks. And honestly, I think it looks decent. It does look pretty modern, and I do like that fact a lot. However, it's not really anything that's blowing me away. What I will say is that I've been sitting here talking about the interior for a little bit, and there's an ML parked directly across the street from me, and at least 2 MLs from this generation have driven by since then. I haven't caught those on camera, but you'll have to take my word. So that sort of ties in with my final thoughts here on the ML. They're good SUVs. They've worked out all of the kinks from the first gen. You know, in the first gen video, I talked about how they have a fair amount of issues, and finding a good one, you'll have good luck, but if you find a rough one, it's going to be a long tumble down the hill. But these second gens don't seem to have those sorts of issues. They're good. They're really good. They're nice, quiet, luxurious SUVs, and apparently they lasted quite a while. This car is 11 years old, and yet I've seen 4 of them today, and that's great. And if you're looking to buy one, fantastic. Go out and buy one. They really are good cars. I'm really pleasantly enjoying this. However, from a quirky car standpoint, this car isn't that memorable because it's so reliable and so common and so simple. I'm going to get out of this car, I'm going to edit this video, I'm going to upload it, and then I probably won't think about it ever again, like I do that first gen. Because that first gen was so controversial. Some people love those first gens, and some people hate them with a passion. And so, with this ML, it's not a love or hate situation. It's an indifference. I'm not over the moon about it. I don't hate it. This car does not spark any passion from me. Because at least a terrible, horrible car is fun to rant and rave about. I hate the Fiat 500X. I still think about how much I hate that car, and I filmed it coming up on like a year ago. That's how much I brutally hate that car. And I was walking through Walgreens the other day and there was a toy Fiat 500 and it made me angry again. It sparked this hate inside of me. But at least I'm thinking about that car. I will not think about this car. And so if you want a car that's going to make a statement and leave an impression on people, I can't say this is the one. But if you want something simple, relatively reliable with that Mercedes badge, then here you go. ML350. I wish that there was something that stuck out in my mind. Maybe the fact that I accidentally called roadside assistance. Maybe that will spark my memory. Oh well. Huge thank you to North Naperville Autos for letting me take out their ML350. This really is a solid car for anyone looking for an ML350. I can't recommend them enough. They are absolutely awesome. They offer financing, they offer nationwide shipping, and they are Carfax certified. So please check out their website. There's no reason why you shouldn't buy through them, especially if you're looking for a great ML350. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.